I have a very exciting treat for you today, and I actually haven't popped this over open yet, so you will be seeing this at the same time that I am. This is a Coors Rodeo tap handle. This is Coors Banquet, and that's one of the reasons why this is so exciting is because with Coors Banquet, there honestly are not a ton of tap handles that are produced for it. So that means that whenever you do see them, they're fairly special. There are a couple ones that I know about. There's a old school plastic style one. There's a modern one that's a triangular design. And then this is one that had been popping up a little bit with various collectors. And so I've got a feeling that maybe it was a recent tap, but I don't know the full details of it. And actually, one thing as well is that anytime you're seeing one of these boxes, depending upon how it's produced, sometimes it will be a little bit more recent because with the tap handle companies, they switched up their design, so it's not a super old school one, but we will see what it looks like. And here we are. I am being trying to be a little bit careful with this because I don't know how fragile it is. With various tap handles, some of them will be fairly durable, some of them will have some fairly intricate parts to it, and this looks like one that has some parts that are relatively intricate. Oh yeah, definitely. So we that means that you do want to keep an eye out for these if you are picking one of these up, and if you're getting one that's used, not new in the box like this one, then you just do want to get an idea of what sort of condition it is, if it's got any wear, any breakage, or anything like that. If you're getting a tap handle that's new in the box, so a lot of times if it's listed like that, then it'll either say new in box or it'll be NIB. So that's what it means. But with this tap handle, it's one that you definitely would want to check the condition and make sure that you're getting it in good condition from a known shipper so that it'll be packed up properly. It looks like this is probably durable enough for this portion, but there's elements on here that I'd always try and be pretty careful to check. So you've got the horns here. Those are a point that could be damaged. And then, of course, the feet. But it is kicking up there, which is pretty cool. You've got the rider there with just a little bit of detail on the face. Honestly, that face is like, let's see if we can get a good zoom in. That face is a little bit creepy. I don't know how other people feel about it, but that's a little bit like, meh, all right. No eyes. No eyes makes it a little bit weird. I do like this base portion here. That's just a really great design. This is a relatively modern-ish design that they use, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is a recent tap handle, like I mentioned before. Another thing, too, that I nerd out about that a lot of other people probably don't nerd out about quite as much is the ferrules. So that's this metal attachment, and here these are going to be 3/816, so that's the normal US threading. So it means that you can use it on your tap handles. If you get display or anything like that set up, then you can use it there. But one of the things to note is you actually have this bead that they beading that they did around the ferrule, so that's a rather unusual design. And one of the reasons why I nerd out about it is that it also means that if you're getting one of the tap handles and you've got an element like that missing, if it's an unusual one, then it can be hard to replace. But overall, like fairly solid tap handle. Not my personal preference, but I do think that it's a great figural one, especially for people that are collecting anything that is cowboy rodeo theme or anything like that. And also on top of that, like I mentioned with Coors, they don't do a ton of different tap handles. So it is something, I mean, with Coors Banquet, sorry about that. With the Coors, you can find a number of interesting styles. With Coors Banquet, is a little bit unusual to see those tap handles. So that means that anything like that, and especially anything figural, is going to be harder to come by.